What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Pnelly Podcast, episode 4. I am your host, Peyton Nelson, aka Pnelly, and we got a great episode ahead of us. But first, I kind of want to talk about last week. I apologize for not getting an episode up. I was actually in Texas from March 4th to March 8th. Got back last Thursday, went straight to a Wolves game. Was going to plan on doing a podcast there, but the spot we wanted to do it in was actually being used, and we couldn't find a guest just because, well, the guest was going to be my father, but he had to work a little late. I was tired from flying and everything, so you know what? It was okay. We got a podcast today. Today we're actually doing another UFC themed podcast, but I wanted to take this time to kind of talk about the Texas trip. I got to cover the XFL and the Dallas Stars, which was a phenomenal time. But today we're going to have Ben Gilbertson. He was on the last podcast. If you haven't listened to that, go check it out. He's going to be coming on along with my friend Mark Holian, football player here. And they both are very knowledgeable about UFC and NCAA wrestling. So I'm going to kind of have them on, let them spit some knowledge about this week's big card. Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman. I got to check. I got to do my research and see who else is fighting. But I know that's the main event. Going to be a great one. It's the third fight. And so I'm excited for that. But I wanted to talk about last week. Phenomenal trip. Lots of great time. Shout out to Nick, Colin, and Wayne. Went on the trip with those goons, and we took over Texas, at least the city of Dallas, because we were running around. There was really no downtime on that trip. We went to our second day. We went to the XFL game, which was a great time. I know for some reason the XFL kind of gets a bad rap, but it was a great time. What I noticed with going to that game is that, like, one thing I told myself was that this is these players' last chance, and they're all pretty close to my age, if not my age too. So it was pretty cool to see. I was looking at the rosters and everything, and they aren't just coming from these random schools. I saw people from Alabama, Clemson, Michigan, all those crazy good, Division I schools. And it was a low scoring game, but that's because I feel like the competition is so high because they're playing their tails off every single, snap, because they know they're being watched under a microscope, and this is their last opportunity to play professional ball, unless if they go to, obviously, the NFL, or maybe they bounce around the USFL or Canadian League, whatnot. But it was a great time. We showed up. It was at the old Texas Rangers Stadium, Choctaw Stadium. Showed up there. Pretty cool venue. The XFL treated us well. They gave us our passes. We went down to the field, got some cool warm-up shots. I was just overall trying to enjoy it too, because like I said, this was a new experience for me, and a new experience for Colin and Nick. And they were helping me out, getting some videos. We're going to have a YouTube vlog up soon. I got the TikTok vlog of the XFL game. It was pretty cool. They had some great food at that stadium. I don't know if it was the XFL or if it was like the stadium concession or whatever, but we got Hawaiian skewers. It was pretty good. So I didn't mind that at all. And then we went to the Dallas Stars game, which was an amazing time, because last year at this time we saw a Mavericks game, and when we were leaving, we go, it'd be super sweet to see a Stars game. So we got to accomplish that. We were media access there, showed up. They treated us well. They fed us well. I don't really remember the meal. I think it was like not beef brisket. It was, I don't know, some sort of meat, potatoes, the whole 9 yards. Very good. Probably overate. Then halftime nachos, and then also ice cream as well. So, we've been trying to work off those calories this week, because we ate a lot in Texas, and it was a lot of fun. But I can go more into detail with Ben and Mark, because I know they want to hear about it, but I wanted to at least tell you guys a little bit personally, let you know what happened last week. But the plan, we're still ordering podcast equipment. I went to Guitar Center in Maple Grove, and let's just say it was a little too expensive for a broke college student like myself. I think they were trying to upsell me on some random stuff that I didn't need. So, we're going to go the Amazon route. We're just going to try to get the interface, whatever basics we need, so I can start having on some guests, because I don't want to have on, potential players or, coaches, and have them get their phone out, set the phone down. And, I don't want to do all that. I need to have some good equipment. I just want to make sure I buy the right stuff before, investing in any good podcast equipment. But without further ado, Pnelly Podcast, episode 4, UFC talk. We got UFC 286 this weekend. Mark and Ben, they're waiting out there for me. So cue the intro, baby. welcome back, Pnelly Podcast. I'm here with Ben Gilbertson. He was on last podcast, and I'm here with Mark Holian. Mark, you want to introduce yourself quick?
Yeah, I'm Peyton's friend Mark. I'm from Chicagoland, and I came up to St. John's, and me and Peyton both transferred in together the same year, and both played football together, and we got a lot of common interests with sports, with UFC, with football and basketball, and excited to talk some UFC with you guys today.
Ben, they already know who you are, but you want to reintroduce yourself too?
I mean, I don't know. There's not really much to introduce. Mark really kind of nailed the Chicagoland.
Ooh.
That's right.
What is with Chicagoland? That's not really a land.
Yeah, Chicago area.
You're not from Chicago.
Not from Chicago, but you people say Minneapolis when they're from Rogers or they're from
No, I don't.
Wade Park. Yeah,
From Wade Park?
you talking
If you're
out
from
of
Wade
state
Park,
or,
you say St. Cloud.
I don't know about that.
What?
Hey, it's a general region. If I were to say, Richmond, Illinois, you're not gonna know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I want to say,
Chicago.
what's the nearest town that I would know? Closest town?
Nothing. Rockford, perhaps.
I've heard.
Closer to Milwaukee than Chicago. So
Okay,
just-
well then you could have said that.
Yeah.
I was in Milwaukee
Still in Illinois.
about a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Just say you cover a lot of ground.
The home of Anthony Pettis,
Really?
That's true.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Duke Rufus.
Duke Rufus.
You've been to his gym?
No, have you?
Many times.
Really?
No, what? I wish, though.
So UFC 287, you guys are main event. You guys hosting? You guys are the main event.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's on the IR right now with a little shoulder injury from his wrestling season, so he's gonna
We're all banged up.
forfeit that one.
No. What? We just talked about, cut my arms off.
Yeah.
Just kick your legs.
That's a conversation for another podcast.
Well, you guys excited for UFC 286 this weekend or what?
Yeah, absolutely.
What did you guys think of the last one? Last year, or 2 weeks ago, UFC 285, John Jones. What'd you think? Did you guys watch?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I know Mark didn't, that's for sure.
You got John, you got Bo Nickel, you got a lot of up-and-comers. You got Shavkat. I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right.
Yeah, you said his name, right?
A lot of good prospects coming up in the wrestling world as well. So the UFC's in a great place from a fan's perspective right now.
That's what someone said. They brought up a lot of good points. They said McGregor's back. There's the rivalry with Volkanovski and Islam, and then you got John Jones back, and then you got Bo Nickel, who's a rising star, and I'm sure there's more. Chime in. You guys know more than I do.
I think the big elephant in the room is the return of Conor McGregor. Mm-hmm. You got McGregor versus Chandler. It's going to be fireworks. They're hosting the Ultimate Fighter together.
Yeah.
And it's going to be it comes out in May. You get a whole summer of action. Get them chirping. You already see some bad blood between them. What are your thoughts on that fight, Ben?
What do you? Oh, my thoughts on the fight?
Yeah, McGregor Chandler.
I think Chandler might just piece up him. Show that little Irish fuck what's coming. Yeah. Okay, Conor McGregor, he's a stud. Credit where it's due. He is an absolute dominant fighter. That was 5 years ago. What's now? He goes up against Poirier, gets knocked out, and then he gets his leg chopped up, and then, where do you go from there? You can't really go back up to where you were, so everything's just downhill for him. And Chandler, he's been fighting the top dogs of the UFC ever since the McGregor Poirier second fight. So yeah. Anything up, there's literally for Chandler, anything after this fight is uprising, no matter win or lose, because he did fight McGregor and he's gonna get millions of dollars for fighting McGregor. So anything for him is just like an uphill climb. He's looking right back into that title shot. What about McGregor?
Absolutely. Ever since Chandler's first fight when he came in, big signing by the UFC, and he knocked out Dan Hooker, he called for McGregor right away. This has been his end game in the UFC as much as a belt, as maybe even more. It's been trying to get a fight with Conor McGregor. It's the biggest payday in fighting sports. That's why Floyd Mayweather took it. And, it's a stylistically interesting matchup. You see Conor historically has done really well against wrestlers with his left hand, and you see that in the Mendez fight and some other fights. But obviously, like you said, the last 5 years since the Mayweather fight, we've seen a different Conor McGregor. But just him being back, you get that excitement. You get the notorious one versus Michael Chandler. Doesn't get better than that.
Is it not exciting for you anymore, Ben? Does it just not do it for you after the losses?
Okay, like the name itself is super exciting. I mean, just like McGregor. Seeing him is just, it's a treat. Literally, it's a treat for all to watch because he's just that big of a personality. But the fact that, like, when he was going up to the ranks, he was so popular for his trash talking, and he'd be like, I will knock, Chad Mendes, he's like, I'll piece you up. If I get taken down, I'll butcher you from the bottom. He says, I predict these things because he actually did. He came out there with a chip on his shoulder and beat the snot out of every single person out there. Now he was at the top of the top making the big bucks. Now his next biggest fight, Mayweather, millions of dollars. Now, like, what's
whiskey business?
Proper 12, right? He's literally the top in the world.
Movies?
Is he in movies?
Yeah,
he's in Roadhouse with Jake Gyllenhaal now.
They were filming it during last UFC.
No, yeah. Conor McGregor was in it?
Yeah, he came out.
It's coming out next year. Yeah.
I know Jake Gyllenhaal, like, they did that, like, fake fight or whatever in the octagon. Yeah. Do you see that flying knee?
It's awesome.
You think Jake Gyllenhaal could be a UFC fighter?
No, he would get toasted.
The technique was pretty good, though. But, I mean, he was just punching that. He was beating the snot out of that guy, after the ref called the fight. Or, he's a bad dude. I don't know what Jake Gyllenhaal is supposed to do. He's
a tough dude. I mean, you get some Hollywood actors. I know Kevin James. He's he played a MMA star in a movie, but he's actually a tough guy too.
He knocked out a real UFC fighter.
He's legit.
I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal just he knocked out an actor, but Kevin James is no joke.
Yeah, it's interesting. Actors want to be fighters, and fighters want to be actors.
I think Kevin James might be next for the title shot. Big signing bonus. Just go piece up like Tai Tuivasa.
I mean, if John Jones could
Jones better watch out.
Cyril Gahn that quick,
dude.
I think anyone who's wrestled at 8th grade level might be able to take down the Frenchman too.
Dude, imagine being a bio teacher and then you're on top of the world in the UFC. That's Kevin James right there. That's Kevin James.
But, so this weekend, all right, picks. I want to talk to you guys about your picks. You guys are going to go first. I'm going to go second. If you need to, take a look at the laptop about who's fighting. We can just go to the top three.
Oh, Mark needs to look at the card.
No,
you don't know the card. Who's the first fight?
Who's the third from the main?
Gunnar Nelson
versus
Brian
Barberena.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We'll start with that.
You know who the first one is?
I have no. Who's the first fight?
Vittori
and Roman.
Yep.
Okay. Who do you got in that fight, Ben?
Vittori.
What
about you?
I got Vittori too. He's been in those championship fights and he's a tough guy. But Roman's got power too, so you never know.
Hey, at least something we can agree on.
There we go.
That's a good start. Good start of the podcast.
I'm gonna take a rain check on this one because I can't. I mean, I've seen Vittori fight before, but I don't know it like you do. What about the women's flyweight?
That's Maya and it's a new one. They added Casey O'Neill in that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes. So
O'Neill's 9-0.
Okay.
I don't know if this is her. What fight this is for?
I have no opinion on that fight. This card is pretty top heavy with Gaethje, the co-main and the main event. I would say so. Those are the two fights the fans are looking forward to the most: is the Gaethje and Fiziev and Edwards Newsman rematch, obviously.
And Marty Snoozman.
Marty Snoozman.
But I mean, I have no preference. I mean,
no preference.
I mean, I know Maya's a bigger name, but
yeah.
I mean, if you're a 9-0 fighter, I might. If I were to put my money on someone, it'd be that girl or Casey O'Neill.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Ben there.
All right, moving on. Gunnar Nelson and Brian.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay, I will take Brian Barberena. What do you think? You going to do the same thing?
Brian, listen, I mean, we're probably going to disagree on the next two, but listen, Brian's been in there. The way he fought Robbie Lawler over the summer, I was really impressed, and I think Brian's going to get it done.
Well, too bad Robbie is like 42 years old.
He's still Robbie Lawler.
He's still Robbie Lawler, but like his chin ain't Robbie Lawler no more. His hands ain't Robbie Lawler no more. I don't know. Well, you got to look at Gunnar Nelson too. I mean, he had apparently I was looking at his Wikipedia page. He had like a 3-year break and then fought it'll be last year. Like, so it'd be a year from now. That was his last fight. Got a decision out of it. I don't know who. I've never heard of that person before, but who knows? Could be one of those toss-ups.
A big unknown there. I mean, we don't know. We don't know which Gunner we're going to see. We don't know which Brian we're going to see, so it should be fireworks.
Well, I hope the Brian we see is just that crazed motherfucker that just throws bombs and just sees
coming out in the
cycle.
Coming out in the overalls.
All right, Justin Gaethje and Rafael Fiziev. Okay, struggling there a little bit. I can go first on this one. I'm going to go, I don't know. I'm going to go Rafael just because I don't know if Gaethje's got it, man. I like Gaethje, though. I got to talk to him at the flag football game, and it was fun, but...
Wait, so that's your boy. So you're dissing your boy right now?
You just met him, and now you're...
That's insane.
I'm talking from like if I had to bet money on it standpoint. If I had to, who do I want to win? Justin Gaethje, but...
Oh, yeah.
The highlight.
Mm-hmm.
That is the highlight right there.
I mean, this is... The Gaethje fight, I think, for me, is a bigger draw than the Usman-Edwards fight. I know it's a title fight rematch, but anytime Justin Gaethje gets in there, you look at his last fights, Oliveira, for as long as it lasted, it doesn't get more exciting than that. You look at the Iron Michael Chandler versus Justin Gaethje fight, that'll go down in history, Madison Square Garden. Now you're in the O2 Arena in London, and you get Justin Gaethje in front of that London crowd. It's going to be fireworks. And Rafael Fiziev, he's a striker too.
See, man, I don't know.
It doesn't get better.
I don't know. Like I said, from a money standpoint, I'm gonna go Rafael. Okay. You see these UFC vets; they're starting to fall a little bit, man.
It's true. The young guns.
Meaning what? Yep. Like the top dogs are starting to fall.
A little bit. The names that we're used to, they're starting to.
Yeah.
At least from because I said this last time, I don't follow it as much as you two do, but like just from what I see, sometimes I'm just like. All of a sudden, you see Tony Ferguson, boom, he's kind of not doing anything anymore. Nate Diaz is pretty much gone now. I mean, who knows if he comes back. So it's like, I don't know, I feel like Justin Gaethje's just kind of that next guy to sort of lose and then kind of segue out. But I hope not. I like him, like I said. I was at the game, or at the flag football game. Super cool guy. Took time out of the game to go thank the troops and everything. Shook every one of their hands. Very respectful guy. Very great fighter, obviously. But I don't know. Like I said, I just feel like... him along with even maybe McGregor, it's the unfortunate reality that we're facing that those names are starting to sort of segue out, in my opinion. But I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
Mark, go first.
I think Peyton brings up a fair point, and especially in the lightweight division, top to bottom, is there a division deeper than the lightweight division? You got these young guys coming up. You got the Gamrots, the Arman Zarukians, and you got the Fizievs coming up. And then you got the old guard. You got the Tony Fergusons, the RDAs, the Michael Chandlers, the Justin Gaethjes, even the Dustin Poiriers. They're now getting up there in age. And these young, hungry grapplers, strikers, whatever, they're coming up. And, they're only getting – they're getting better, and these old guys are getting older. So this is a fight that this could draw some big lines in the lightweight division. Big implications in this fight.
Say about that, Ben.
So you're saying that Gaethje's going to lose?
Listen, I think Gaethje wins this fight, but Gaethje's title window is coming to a close. He's gotten 2 shots already, and if he loses to Fiziev, he's just turning into a gatekeeper.
Okay, well, you go against Habib, he lost his dad, and then he just absolutely pieced him. So what are you going to do from there? Oliveira, he had him knocked out, and then he makes those stupid mistakes. But I think the not the skill set, but the amount of experience that Justin Gaethje has in the top division versus Fiziev having experience in the top of the division, I think that shows a big factor into that.
That's valid.
Because you can't be making any mistakes in for how good Fiziev is as a fighter. You make one little mistake and Gaethje's got fucking concrete hands.
Absolutely,
he will piece you up into
So your prediction, you're picking Gaethje by knockout, submission, decision. What do you got there?
Dude, realistically, it'll probably be a decision. Gaethje, because I haven't seen Fiziev get his chin tested other than Bobby Green.
Yeah.
But other than that, his chin hasn't really been tested that much, and that might be another factor too. Is that his chin hasn't been touched much, with some heavy hands. So that could play into the factor. It could be possibly a knockout, or not a knockout, but Gaethje comes out guns a-blazing right out of the gate. Like, what's the gas tank gonna look like for both of them? 3-round fight, Gaethje might have a better gas tank. Well, one, he's fighting in Colorado with Trevor Whitman, so now he's got that elevation. And then I don't know where Fiziev trains. Oh, doesn't he train at like?
Is it Tiger Muay Thai?
Yeah,
it might be. I mean, that's.
I'll look it up.
You got a Tiger Muay Thai guy against a Trevor Whitman guy. It's destined for a good fight. Whoever you're picking in this, I think we're gonna get toe-to-toe phone booth fight. It's a Justin Gaethje fight. You never get a boring Justin Gaethje fight, no matter who it's against.
Yeah.
And I got Gaethje by knockout. I think Fiziev, those young guys are coming up, but Gaethje's still got some time left in the tank.
I hope so. I hope he does, because it's more fun to watch when you got his name in the UFC.
Yeah.
But
wouldn't that be electric just to have like one phone booth fight?
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Maybe that's what Dana White should do instead of power
they do
slap,
it here.
They should do a phone booth. He should do like a phone booth show. You know what I'm talking about?
With some big names. Put McGregor in there in the phone booth.
Dude, that'd be so electric. Or do like car jiu-jitsu or something like that. Or
dude, they do that here in Minnesota.
That's sweet.
They do car jiu-jitsu in Minnesota?
Yeah, they do it at I think Valhalla puts it on. And I gotta look. Don't quote me on it. But I think they put on those type of events. So.
That's so cool.
At least the people there know where it happens. I've seen it on Facebook before. But here, before we get too distracted, real quick, Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman. Then I want to ask you guys about power slap, and we can segue into we can talk about car jiu-jitsu and stuff because it's interesting.
All right.
But here, I'll go first. Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman. I think he's gonna avenge that loss. If he didn't, I wouldn't be surprised. I heard his knees are shot. I heard his body's a little is a little run down, sort of like mine. But no, I think Kamaru Usman. I'm gonna say Kamaru Usman in the third round, by knockout. For the main event, I want to at least totally guess it down to like the finish. So that's what I'm gonna go with. But I think Kamaru Usman's gonna win.
Okay. Yeah, I said Marty Snoozman. If you don't know who Marty Snoozman is, it's Kamaru Usman. But I have him winning by decision. I think he wins. I can see him being a shutout. 5-0.
Yeah. Do you think the O2 Arena in London, Leon Edwards' hometown, does that make any difference in the fight? Does Leon come out stronger?
No. Well, I mean, it's possible, but like, I don't know. Maybe that adds in a little bit of pressure too.
And then the other question that's been ever since the first fight was that first fight in Salt Lake City was at altitude. Mm-hmm. So you had Kamaru Usman basically training on his home turf and then fighting there. And then Leon, who trains in London, not at altitude. I know you can do different techniques and sleep at altitude. It's not the same. Does that make a difference in this fight? Does Leon tire like he did that first round? Or was it just Usman's wrestling gas tank?
I think it's a wrestling gas tank. I mean, if you look at Merab versus Yan, that just happened the other weekend, he shot in 48 takedown attempts, and Merab was not gassed whatsoever, but Yan just looked tired. You could have threw in the towel in there.
Yeah.
He was just getting pieced up by takedown attempts, 1-2 takedown. I mean, if Usman's gonna be smart, like, I'm not standing with him and I'm blocking with my right, or right. Did he kick him in the right? I'm pretty sure he kicked.
Wasn't it left?
It was a left kick. I think it was a left kick. So right side.
So right side. Okay.
So yeah, I'm blocking here, and I'm gonna do 1-2, take him down, and hold him on the ground. Yeah, it may not be the most spectacular way to win, but you're a UFC champion, so I really wouldn't give a shit. If I was Kamaru Usman's spot to like go out and take him down, because obviously he's got the more superior wrestling. Edwards might be working on his wrestling, but you got a guy with, I don't know how old Usman is, but probably 20 plus years of wrestling experience versus a guy who's just
Usman's
training.
35, Edwards 31.
So, let's say like 25 years of wrestling experience versus Edwards, who is literally just training to wrestle one guy. Like, that just, I don't know, that's a differentiate. And then wrestling is obviously the most superior part in MMA. Edwards got lucky with a head kick.
That's true. He did. You saw it in round 4. At the end of round 4, you could see it, and that's why Edwards coaches that famous clip now, them firing him up. Edwards, we saw it in his eyes. Whether people say it or not, obviously he didn't quit. He knocked him out. But there was demoralization. He got that pace put on him by Kamaru Usman, and Usman for 4 rounds, minus a little takedown in the first round, dominated that fight. But that's why we watch the sport.
That was a legendary
anything
card.
Can happen.
It was.
That was a great card.
Amazing.
Man.
Do you remember where you were in the knockout?
Yeah, I was sitting right on that couch right there with Colin.
You couldn't believe it, could you?
No.
No.
I know. I was in the bathroom. I
No
got up
way.
to go to the bathroom.
Oh.
Yep. And I heard Colin go, "Oh my God!" And I was like, whatever. I walked out because we had just gotten back, I think, from Sal's of the Law and to catch the fight. And I remember coming out and I saw Usman was on the ground. And I was
No
like,
way, you missed it.
Mm-hmm.
I got yelled at by my parents because I was with my sister and for college, so I was staying at my grandparents, and so like when the knockout happened, I was like, "Holy shit!" It's like 12 o'clock in the morning. My dad walks in, he's like, "What the fuck are you screaming at?" I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
Dude, the UFC champion just got knocked out. He's like, "Who gives a shit? Go to bed."
It's as real as it gets. Anything can happen. And what would you say? Obviously, we all have Usman. I think Usman's the popular pick because we all saw the same fight. If someone told you Leon was to win, what's his path to victory? Is it another knockout?
Yeah.
That's the only way he wins, you think?
Yeah.
Can't squeeze out a decision. He's not
Unless
out
if he knows how to defend, 20-something takedown attempts. I mean, that's the probably the more demoralizing part is that like you're constantly getting taken down, and it's when you're in a wrestling aspect, when you're on your heels, like you're so tired because you're pressuring away. And, commentators always say that, like, it's more tiring to be up against the cage trying to circle around because you have that pressure on you. I mean, Usman, you could just lay on the pressure of him for takedowns, get him tired that way. Then once he takes him down, I can see Edwards getting super frustrated because, 1, he's the champion. 2, he's definitely losing the round because it's hard to get away from a wrestler off your back. I don't know. Like you said, where you could see in Edwards' eyes that demoralization. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating when you're underneath and just...
You can't do it.
What can you do?
Nothing. So, who's next for the title shots? Talented division. You got... Can Hamzat make weight? Does Colby get a next title shot? Who is the next welterweight title shot then if Usman wins?
Well, yeah. Fight number 4.
Usman Edwards 4. That's the fight to make. If Usman dominates him in grappling,
okay.
I mean,
if it's what I predicted,
5-0.
5-0. If it's a 5-0 shutout, it's possible, but it depends how big the draw is.
I don't think it'd be that big. Be an undercard.
Yeah.
You don't think like Usman Edwards would be a big draw for a 4th fight?
No,
And
I don't think so.
Yeah. What are we missing here? Usman dominated that first fight.
Because
if Usman dominates
if he
him again,
dominates again, then no. But if it's a closer fight, then yeah, I guess you can kind of swing that. I think it'd be one that I think this series is something that the UFC probably wants to move on to after this because it's such a talented division. So like,
but you can't throw Covington out there.
That's true.
no.
Where is he? I know. When I interviewed Bilal Muhammad, he called him out, and I know.
In your interview?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
He's been calling him out. Yeah.
He's been calling him out all since.
That's so cool. Well, maybe that's the fight to make, and then
That's a good contender
whoever wins
fight.
that one, Covington is probably in my opinion, one of the only guys that can actually compete with Usman,
Yes.
and be like very thin to actually beat him. If there was someone that actually could beat him straight up, no bullshit, no lucky knockouts whatsoever, someone that could beat him straight up is Colby Covington.
I agree.
Who else beats him in that division?
I agree. And you saw Dana a couple weeks ago finally cleared the air on Colby a little bit. He said that Colby is ready to fight anybody. I think Dana's just waiting for the right match. I know he's wanted Hamzat for a while. That'd be a fan
He won't
favorite.
make weight.
Hamzat won't make weight.
Why don't you just go up to middleweight?
Middleweight. Yeah, I think that's Hamzat's next path.
Because then if he goes to the middleweight, then that's going to be one of the most dominant. He'll be the one.
Pereira. What would Pereira do? would
Fucking nothing.
nothing.
But if Hasmat gets gassed out in round 2, what happens there? You saw the Gilbert Burns fight. Got gassed.
Yeah.
Gilbert Burns made a comeback. A little bit of a comeback. Had a little show. But who else is in the welterweight division? That Shabbat.
Yeah, he called out Kobe too at the end of his last fight.
Dude.
Dominant performance over.
He's crazy good. I mean, everything from top. He's a seller. He's like a mini, or not a mini. He's a bigger Islam from a different country.
Yeah, he's great. He's fundamental, great striker, humble guy, and he even called out Colby. Colby's the popular call out now in the welterweight division. Everyone wants a piece.
Money fight aside from McGregor.
Definitely.
Dude, because Colby Covington, he's got a mouth on him. He'll talk shit to anyone. He'll find like the nooks. He's kind of like, he's the American McGregor. He'll find the nooks and crannies about you, find all the dirt about you, like whatever you did like when you were 15 years old, he'll figure it out and he'll call your ass out about it, make you look dumb.
So talented on the mic.
Did you see some of the stuff he said about John Jones? I saw like a 1-minute compilation of like him talking shit to John Jones, basically just in interviews, just throwing little shade.
Did he have like 2 honeys next to him too? And he's like, "What's up, nerds and virgins?"
Yeah.
Sponsored by Bang Energy.
It was like probably like 4 of those videos, 4 clips from 4 different videos of him saying some wild stuff. That you gotta look it up. I'm not gonna repeat any of it. I don't really remember every single.
No, you can't repeat it.
Yeah, it's some pretty.
But can you imagine Colby and John Jones was a JUCO? They were on same JUCO wrestling team. That's unbelievable talent right there.
That is unbelievable. Yeah. Both in Iowa, right? Didn't they go to JUCO in Iowa?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Jeez.
College roommates. They have some funny stories to tell about that. What was that?
Gosh.
The dishes story.
Oh, where didn't John Jones get pissed about Colby not doing dishes?
Yeah, that's so funny.
Something like that, or I don't remember. So I gotta look it up again, but I know that those two were beefing a little. I don't know how if you're Colby Covington, you're not just like, well, I mean, he's a fighter too, but like John Jones is John Jones. Like, I wonder if their paths will ever collide like backstage or something. I mean,
That'd be a tough night for Kobe. It's a lot of weight to give up.
You'd see John Jones' name in the headlines again, but it'd be for a more understandable reason, I think.
Maybe not hitting her with a pregnant lady
or
doing cocaine or something like that. You ever seen that Joe Rogan podcast where he's like, I was, doing blow and like partying up like the week before the Gustafson fight?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you get a built-in excuse if you did lose,
That's so crazy. Like that's how in mind work. He was so dominant that like, if I were to you're dominant for so long. Like I have that little fear too that like, I need some sort of an excuse possibly. It's kind of weak-minded, not gonna lie, off of John Jones. You're like, well, if I lost, I was just doing blow and partying,
So dominant. Now you got John Jones and Stipe booked for July.
That's exciting.
What?
Yeah.
You got booked for July?
Well, that's the plan. It's unofficial.
Oh, okay.
International Fight Week.
Far away.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
but it's gonna be here before we know.
I'm pretty sure Volkan Rodriguez is also for International Fight Week too.
Wow. You get all the celebrities out International Fight Week. You got.
We need to make our way over there.
We do.
Pnelly
a
Media
Vegas fight card.
Oh, jeez.
Get some passes.
Pnelly Media needs that UFC courtside tickets.
I do.
Dude, yes.
It'd be insane.
Let me sit next to like Hasbullah.
Oh my gosh, what a guy.
Look at that little guy. That fella. Little fella.
What about, I know this may not be your forte, but what about Garcia and Gervonta Tank Davis? You guys have any opinions on it? It's coming up, April 8th, right? No, maybe not.
I have no clue.
I have no clue. I think you're more a boxing guy than me.
Yeah, I know, but I was just curious.
The only boxing I know is playing. You ever played Fight Night Champion on the Xbox?
No.
Xbox 360 Fight Night Champion.
Never.
That's like the.
Oh, April 22nd.
It's like a boxing, like a UFC, so you can go through like career mode and whatnot. Yeah. I don't know.
It's not like that. It's not like Wii boxing though.
No, definitely not like Wii boxing. This is like legit boxing.
I know there's Fight Night. There's Mike Tyson fight.
Ones.
I didn't play them, but they were too hard. I was sticking to my Lego Star Wars instead.
Oh yeah,
no Lego Star Wars. That's a good go-to.
So no predictions for that fight.
I don't know. Like nothing. Out of name likeness itself, Davis,
yeah.
Because all the tattoos on his body really fucking scares me.
Dude, but Garcia's got some height on him though, man. I didn't realize that.
He's lanky.
I didn't realize that. I
speed.
think Garcia's going to pull it off. I like Ryan Garcia.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I think he can pull it off. He's fast, man. I mean, so is Davis, but it'll be a good fight.
You ever seen those clips of Garcia just like hitting the speed
Dude,
bag?
yeah,
That's
I
all
remember
I've seen is
seeing
clips. I've
them
never
when
seen
I-
him actually fight.
That's
Only
it.
Instagram clips.
That's boxing. That's all
Yeah,
boxers. That's all boxers, pretty much, except for like Tyson Fury. But I won't make you guys talk too much about boxing. Sorry, I know it's hurting your ears.
Well, I mean, I wish like I would know more.
No, I know.
Yeah.
It's a hard sport to keep track of because the stars don't fight each other until like after 4 or 5 years of hyping it up.
There's
No.
and there's too many fucking belts too. Like
Yeah, I
one
don't
guy
get
can
that
have like
whole
7
thing.
belts. How do you win 7 belts?
Yeah, I don't get that.
In one
either.
division.
No. And Ben and I growing up in the wrestling community, and you too, Peyton, we know so many guys through the UFC that wrestled, and it translates over, and that's what gets you hooked on the UFC. It's just it's as real as it gets.
You know what drives me nuts in boxing? Clinch. When
Oh
guys
my gosh.
clinch constantly when they throw like a combination or they like throw a couple of strikes for like 15 seconds
Yeah.
and they clinch. Like what bigger pussy move could you ever do than like throw and then clinch? But I've never been in there, so I can't really say much. But from
I think
watching
it's a boxing tactic, though. I think it's instead of like it being a pussy move, I think it might be now a tactic that you might be doing if you're up. So then you're not like, because if a guy's throwing like if he's throwing bombs and you're up, then it's like,
okay,
well, let me just
if you're
quick
getting
get
pieced
in.
up, yeah, that's fine. But if you're doing it early in the rounds,
Yeah,
while
that's
you're
I
you're
see what
barely
saying.
throwing any exchanges and you get touched once and then you go right into the clinch,
Mm-hmm.
like, what is the purpose of that? I don't get that. What, to save your gas tank for the later rounds?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so maybe it is a tactic, but it doesn't look good as a viewer.
No.
It's a snooze fest. I mean, put me to bed, buddy.
Will you guys be tapping into it though? You guys gonna watch or no?
I mean,
Probably
probably on some.
If there's no UFC that Saturday,
There's UFC every Saturday. The rest of you got Holloway and Arnold Allen coming up. Then you got Pereira and Izzy coming up in 2 more weeks. You just got
They're
the rest of the
fighting
year. Yeah,
I don't know.
I gotta keep up, man. There's a lot.
there is a lot.
There is a lot. Wow, Jesus.
A lot of title shots coming.
I mean, possibly I'd tune in, but under, not under whatever they're throwing it on. Is it if it's on Showtime? I'm not.
If it's
paying
on,
it. Let's just say I'm not paying for it.
Yeah.
but I'll still watch it.
yeah,
but not at a bar either.
yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't want to get like demonetized. Not demonetized, but I don't want to get my phone tracked or something like that. We don't want that stuff. Uncle Dana, he might be coming after me.
He is. They cracked down on that.
They haven't cracked me down. That's for damn
I
sure.
mean, maybe
What
it
are
was
you
at
trying to say?
Maybe it was at Peyton's house. Maybe it wasn't. But that Kobe Usman 2 fight kept coming in and out. So,
Oh, you were watching it
I know we're
there?
on camera, so we can't say too much. But
Dude, I could imagine how pissed you were, like, if it coming in and out.
oh man, I was so mad. And you mix a little bit of alcohol with the UFC, and your favorite fighters come in. You're not happy. The decisions, obviously a Covington fan myself, I was really disappointed in the judge's decision. But you rewatch the fight, and I think Usman probably deserved that. But
I was talking about, like, how I was, like, cutting in and out.
oh, that too. Like, come on, man.
Are we gonna have?
Come on, Dana, just keep it up.
Are we gonna have any of that going on at your place this weekend?
No, we pay for our pay-per-views. So
Okay.
He
ESPN
pays for
Plus.
the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I try to, chip in, like, throw him a couple extra bucks, but I was like,
We'll be catering some food.
Dude, I heard it. I heard you're
La
cooking me a
Casita?
steak.
La Casita sounds like a popular pick. I'll make you a steak. It was Ben's birthday.
Oh yeah.
How does it
Happy
feel to
birthday.
be 21?
It feels electric, but today was definitely, like, a wake-up call. Like,
Yeah.
It's all downhill from here. Like, what's exciting? 30, 40, 50?
Actually, when you turn 25, you can rent a car. So you got that to look forward to.
There you go, Ben.
I guess, yeah.
You know how much of an inconvenience that is actually for myself every time I've gone on a trip with Nick and Colin. We've tried to finesse our way into renting a car, having our parents sign it up and say that they're going to get it, but we're trying to pick it up, and every time they're, oh, you're not 25. At least Nick is, but I'm not, Colin's not. So every time we tried doing it, it was just a hassle. So yeah, you can be able to rent a car
I
here in
guess
4 more
that,
years.
that makes sense. But I don't travel as much as, as you do. So, I mean, for me, I might just, take my car to wherever you go. Maybe not to Texas or Florida, but if I'm going
You gotta take it to Vegas.
Yeah, what's okay?
Vegas.
Dana gives you tickets. He says, Ben, you can go to any UFC fight at any venue.
Okay.
Disregard the fight, but the venue. Which venue would you like to see?
Dude,
a fight
I'm going to Abu Dhabi, baby.
I would have you.
Are you kidding me? You know how freaking electric that would be to go to Abu Dhabi? That'd be crazy.
That'd be second on my list. I gotta go see a classic.
Madison Square Garden.
No, Vegas, man. I've been there twice now, 3 times, and I've been there. I remember being there like about a few weeks before the McGregor and Poirier fight, where McGregor broke his leg, and just seeing all the hype down there, all the banners, the what do you call those things? The billboards, and everything. We're driving past the UFC PI, seeing the huge, just the McGregor's face and Poirier's face. I gotta go see a fight in Vegas. It'd be electric.
It's a must do at some point.
But then it'd be Abu Dhabi because it's, you know.
I don't know. I mean, like, there's so many damn Vegas cards. I mean, I'd love to go to the Apex. You know how cool that'd be? Just being, like, one of the few, 20 people in there. But you know how much, tickets are so expensive? It's, $2,000 to watch,
Didn't Mark Zuckerberg, rent that whole thing out?
He did rent that whole thing out. But it was, the rumor had it was, it was going to do, a virtual VR thing or whatever. He was going to have, robots sit in the chair or something like that. Or
yeah.
I'm sure Dana said no, we don't want that.
Big robot guy,
We need the UFC back in Minneapolis. When's the last time
dude,
that
Ngannou and
Dos Santos.
Dude.
It was, really?
Yeah.
Yep. And then before that was John Jones' debut. So it's only been here, I think, twice.
Was that a Brock Lesnar card?
No,
yeah,
it was...
Brock Lesnar was on that card.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar was the main event.
Was he? Against who?
Was it Frank? It was.
It's probably Frank Mir, wasn't it?
Not in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
No.
I'm going to say UFC. I'll look it up.
I'm pretty sure it might have been another fight night card. I don't know if Minneapolis is that big of a draw.
This was a long time ago. This was UFC 87 Seek and Destroy. Let's see right here. It was GSP. It was a stacked card.
Oh my goodness.
Let me see this thing.
Take a peek. It was Lesnar versus Hearing. Is that how you say it? And then GSP versus Finch. But there was another one, I believe, that unless if John Jones was on the undercard, but I know. Well, no, this is UFC 87, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, this was John Jones' debut.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. You learn something new every day. The guy that doesn't know much about UFC.
So if you were at UFC 87, you saw the up-and-coming John Jones.
You said GSP.
You saw the start.
You said GSP, John Jones, and Brock Lesnar. And you probably didn't know who. You didn't know what you were getting.
You
there.
knew Brock.
Yeah,
well, you
maybe a little bit.
You definitely knew Brock. You knew GSP at that point, but
And
you got John Jones. You're getting
No.
3 all-timers.
I watched that whole fight. It's on YouTube. Free fight.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it good?
It was all right.
Yeah,
You could definitely tell it was John Jones' first UFC fight. Which I'm not taking away from it. I'm just.
You ever seen the John Jones loss?
I have not. No.
The loss that he was beating the guy up.
Dude, I need to.
You beat the guy up too bad.
No, but do you know the whole thing behind it? So he was fighting a deaf guy.
Oh.
And the ref was because he threw a 12-6 elbow, and so Steve Mazzagatti, who is a complete
The worst.
idiot, the worst. He goes up to Matt Hamill and he literally shouts at him, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And he's unresponsive because he's deaf.
Oh man.
And then they called the fight, so he lost.
Really?
terrible.
I didn't know that was the backstory behind it. I need to get some weird some Joe Rogan set up to where I can type it, and we can watch it and they can hear it. But
I don't
know how to figure it all out. We're still working, man.
Put
We're
the
still trying to figure that
I
out.
don't know. Maybe if you
stoppage
put
over
it if you have a TV and just kind of have in the corner, and then I don't know.
Yeah.
But can you even show the fights on a video podcast so you can get copyrighted?
I guess I don't know. Maybe next time we will utilize the TV, and if they can't,
You might have to live
we
stream.
can just kind of.
You might have to live stream
Give
our
a
reaction
play-by-play.
to record our reaction to this.
Dude,
this
I was
Usman
thinking of
Burger
going.
match.
I was thinking of going live. I want to figure out the whole live stream thing. Once I get normal podcast equipment, I can have my phone handy. I can set it up because Ben and I were live for that last one, and people were asking questions. And I kind of felt bad we weren't able to respond back to them because it was far away. Because we tried to get both our bodies in the frame. But I was thinking about live streaming on at least just to start on TikTok. Our reactions to the fights. I know people do that a lot. I wouldn't be showing the fights. Sorry, I'm not trying to get demonetized. But,
I'll call him.
But if we were sitting there, we got the whole squad.
A crazy knockout happens again.
I'll go. I'll bring my portable charger. I'll bring my little tripod. And we'll get it.
We got
coming to.
Yeah.
You're going to Mark's?
Yeah, we got the world-renowned St. John's wrestling team coming. We got
I don't
Pnelly
know
Media
how
there.
Pnelly Media,
and,
call in the booth.
There's gonna be some characters there.
Colin the Booth's gonna be there.
Yeah, Colin.
So
we're gonna have a
some-
stack. It's gonna be a stack.
So we got
card.
the wrestling team plus the 3 guys here, which are big names because we're podcast stars.
There's gonna be some more
Colin the
surprise
Booth.
guest appearances too.
Yeah.
Oh, who?
We'll see. Well, maybe what's Josh's company's name?
Boost You.
Maybe Boost You Video makes an
Video
appearance.
makes an appearance.
Oh,
Shout out
Josh, I
Elam.
want 10 cents for that shout out there. So,
10 cents.
but no, it's gonna be fun. Maybe I'll, like I said, set up the tripod and we'll see if people are rocking with it. Maybe they want to see our reactions to the fights. We can give them a little play-by-play too. I'll let you guys do most of the talking. You can be Joe Rogan, and
I don't know if you,
you
want
can be
Mark.
you
I
can
don't
be
know.
DC.
I don't know if you want Mark talking.
You can be
through it.
DC, and I'll be the I don't know who the other dude is. But
John Anik.
yeah, I'll be the other
Yeah,
guy.
you'll just.
I'll say the sponsors. I'll
yeah,
read off the
thing,
sponsors,
yeah.
the Boost You sponsors, the Pnelly Media sponsors, the Colin and the Boost sponsors. How about that?
But I don't know if you want Mark on live during a UFC card.
It is tough when you get your emotions into it. Ben's seen me angry.
That might be good content. I might have to
It would be
screen
good
record.
content,
I might have to
but,
screen
you know.
record the whole thing.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Mark gets rowdy.
It's not fun because you root for certain fighters and they're your guy, and when the decision doesn't go their way or something happens, it's personal.
It does suck, dude. When McGregor lost that Khabib, like this is when McGregor came and fought Khabib, and this was before all of McGregor's kind of losses, his little Rocky like return. Like he came back, and we all thought like he was like. It's McGregor's back. He took this little break. He did the boxing, whatever. He's back. And when he lost, it was like, it did kind of dampen the mood a little bit. It was like, damn. And then you kind of try to hold on that little bit of faith where it's like, oh yeah, he's still the old McGregor, whatever. And then all of a sudden he lost again to Poirier. I saw him get knocked out. That was when he was like doing his little nice guy phase or whatever. He's laying there and you were having a great night prior to that. And all of a sudden, boom, it happens. And you're like, and we've been through a lot of Minnesota heartbreak, so I'm used to it.
I was like, dude, I was so happy when McGregor got knocked out.
He's the one that got me into UFC, so I always got to be a fan. That's the whole reason why I got
technically kind of me too, but I mean, like, I don't know, just as like personality.
Yeah, well, it's okay to not like it's nice to not like. The
it was
person
cool.
everyone
It was
else
cool
is
at
like.
first, like for him to be like a double champ, but then for him to like. I think the biggest thing that took me away was when he came back versus Habib, and then was just complete dick going after his family, his religion, just like really cutting deep, and then get pieced up like that.
Yeah,
and then act like a total douche after the fight too, creating a big altercation. Like, that's an asshole move right there.
Well, that was Khabib creating the altercation.
No.
Khabib jumped after Dylan Dennis.
Well, because who has Dylan Dennis in their fucking corner? Dylan Dennis is a no-name schmo who puts on Twitter, he's like, I'll pay someone $500 if they can pick the winner of the fight. Or if Gaethje loses the fight or some shit like that. That's Dylan Dennis. He's only 2 fights and he wants to fight Jake Paul or KSI. That's the level.
That's good business right
that's
there.
That's the level Dylan Dennis is on right now. He's a schmo.
Nah, he's not an MMA fighter anymore. When's the last time he fought? 2018 or something?
Who
He's
knows? Who cares?
He's a good grappler. He helps McGregor's jiu-jitsu game.
He's a terrible grappler. He's
Ooh.
mid. He's mid grappler.
Do I need to clip this and tag him?
You might need to clip it and tag him.
Ben Gilbertson.
If Ben
one
Gilbertson submits Dylan Dennis has got to pay for your college.
Ben, are you a blue belt in jiu-jitsu?
No.
You're almost a blue belt. You could be soon. You
I would rather wrestle Dylan Dennis and then do like a submission match. Because I think, like, honestly, I would tech Dylan Dennis.
In a wrestling match?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. I'd love to see it. Tag him.
No shot. I would tech Dylan Dennis, no problem.
Get Dylan Dennis in the pod.
Any D1 kid could tech Dylan Dennis. What does Dylan Dennis do?
I agree. In a wrestling match, absolutely.
Maybe in a submission match, he probably will catch me because he's got that more experience. But if it's point-wise and we have a time limit on there, I'll just take him down and just hold position. Yeah. What is he going to do? Nothing.
But back to what Peyton said about McGregor Chandler, which is the biggest fight of the year. McGregor he's the one who got us into the sport of the UFC. And, how many people are now fans of the UFC because of Conor McGregor, directly or indirectly. And seeing him fall out against Dustin a couple times and his return now against Chandler, I think if he can get a win against Chandler, man, the excitement.
It would be great if that's the last time we get to see McGregor win. Then I'll be happy. Like, I don't know. I know that his reign of terror is coming to an end. And I hope he doesn't do the little stupid fights that Floyd's doing.
No.
I hope that, you know, when McGregor decides it's time, I don't like these charity. Well, it's good that the money's going to charity, but I don't like these exhibition bouts. Is what I wanted. That's the right word. Is because I think it's BS. I think if you're going to fight someone, if the two people are going to fight, have it be a real fight.
Well, you know why like Floyd does it in the first place, right?
Well, rumor has it he doesn't have a lot of paper.
He doesn't. He blows all his cash. I mean, yeah, he makes a lot of money, but he blows it. Conor McGregor's actually he's like super smart with his money. He's got Proper 12, so even if he, like, let's say he retires and doesn't fight Chandler, or he's done after Chandler, I mean, he's still gonna make millions of dollars because Proper 12 is a
he doesn't need to be
whiskey.
He doesn't need to be fighting. He's doing it because I genuinely believe McGregor loves to fight. He loves the fans. He loves being in the spotlight in a fight, and I think he loves the fight. And if you had an early prediction, Peyton, Conor Chandler, what would you say?
Oh gosh, man. I really, truly do think McGregor is going to win the fight.
I do too.
Non-bias aside, I know Chandler's good, but McGregor, it's hard though, because Chandler is a different beast than Alvarez and Chad Mendes. But, okay, do you think Chandler's better than the version of Chad Mendes that McGregor fought, or do you think Chad Mendes is better than Chandler?
Oh.
In like that same time period, you know what I mean?
In that compare.
Yeah, because I don't want to compare it. Because like I said, I think Chandler's he is a dog, and I follow him on Instagram. I see his training videos. He's good, but I think McGregor, he's got that length. You don't, and you can't forget that McGregor's boxing, especially after doing the Floyd thing, it's got to be it's top notch.
If you look at the shots Chandler took versus Oliveira and versus Gaethje and even versus Poirier, McGregor's left hand is better than all those guys. And if Chandler's fighting the way he did, trying to get the crowd into it against McGregor, he's going to sleep. And I don't think anybody disagrees with that. But if Chandler can grind out some takedowns and hold him down and drain him, we could see a Chandler win. But I think McGregor puts him to sleep, and I think that excitement in the UFC with Conor McGregor comes back. And is there anything better for the sport than Conor McGregor? I don't think so. Ben?
Francis Ngannou versus John Jones. Not better, but would that be good to the sport?
That's
I was
exciting.
thinking about that fight. I go, damn, it's one that kind of got away. But Ben, what's your opinion, quick, before we wrap things up too? Because it's 4:34. Your boy's got night class. We want to get this
night
up before.
class?
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Well,
I'm a young entrepreneur.
got it. Well,
He is.
I'm taking Chandler.
Whoa.
That's it.
This is a good cliffhanger
That's
for the
it.
next
It is.
episode.
That's it.
That's exciting.
Whoa. Say
The
about
Ultimate
that.
Fighter's coming up too. Man.
That'll be fun.
One guy's gonna be focused. The other guy's gonna be not. Chandler's focused.
If we
That's
get
true. Yeah,
He's got He's got dreams.
if you get a focused Conor McGregor though, what happens? It's tough.
I don't know. Probably break his leg and say your wife's in my DMs. Shit like that.
Wait, but what about this whole the whole weight do you think the weight class and McGregor needing to join the USADA testing pool is gonna put a stall? Because they haven't officially announced when that fight is, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. They haven't. I don't think McGregor's in the pool.
So what's that gonna look like here?
Well,
'Cause that means, are we really gonna have to wait another 6 months for this fight to?
Yep. That's how it goes. But
a lot can happen in 6 months.
But maybe like Dana White pisses in McGregor's cup. We'll see. Maybe that's what
they
Dana
better
White
figure
do.
that out. I mean, I don't know if it already is figured out, but I hope they figure it out because a lot can happen to both of the fighters in 6 months.
No kidding, right?
So
yeah,
we want to see it. But any final thoughts, Mark, on this upcoming card or just in general?
UFC 286 this Saturday. It's an early card. It's 4 p.m. because it's in London. And I think you're going to see an exciting crowd. You're going to see Leon defending in his home territory. And I think Usman and Gaethje get it done. But, I mean, whoever you're rooting for, it's going to be fireworks. That's what you can expect.
Yeah, I'm ready to rip. That weekend's going to be a ripper.
Should I? Oh, yeah, we got a little St. Patty's Day action before, so.
Pub crawl. And then NCAA is right after.
I was going to, damn, we didn't get into NCAA. Next podcast, we'll have to get into it because I wanted to talk about that.
Well, it's happening this weekend.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You can recap.
We could just recap, though, as I was kind of thinking.
Well, if you watch NCAAs, especially Dane Fix,
Yep.
Real Woods, Yanni, 57, Levi Haynes, David Carr, Carter Sirachi, Trent Hidley, 97. Oh, jeez.
Marcolian.
Who wins heavyweight?
Heavyweight? Oh, it goes down for the 2 to the 3, because I'm pretty sure Kirklevy is 2, and then Cassiope is the 3. So, and Kirklevy will be Cassiope, Mason Paris will be Kirklevy.
Man, the Big Ten just loaded.
Dude, the heavyweight division is the most craziest division out there, because Kirklevy beat Cassiope beat Paris, Paris beat Kirklevy. So, like, if the matchup sets up correctly, then Paris will win it. But if Cassiope beats Kirklevy, then I think Cassiope gets the job done.
Yeah, I think it's Paris' time with Gable gone. Man, it's got to be, right? He's been waiting for it. It's going to be exciting, though.
You talk about a gatekeeper. Mason Paris was the gatekeeper for a while.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got to squeeze some in, because I don't know anything about it, and so I wanted to get at least some background knowledge before I go.
Well, I just wanted to throw my picks out there so I can see like
Mark,
my
do you
comparison.
do you agree with him, or do you want to throw your picks out there?
Ben's way more well-rounded with the wrestling, but it's exciting.
But
We'll be tuning
realistically,
in.
probably RBY will win 133. 97 would probably be like... Hey, you want to look up the 97 bracket for me real quick? I honestly don't... I can't... Oh, there's some Iowa State guy from Cuba, Younger Batista. Yeah, Batista or whatever. Absolute dog. Yeah, I could see...
Unless AJ Ferrari makes a surprise appearance.
Gosh, that'd be one of the most electric things, even though he's a piece of scum. But he'd be electric.
The old Wi-Fi is going a little slow. Here we go.
Oh no. Yeah, I need to see this 97 bracket because I am not familiar. Because there's so many manipulatives that will go on.
You scroll on down to there.
Let
us know.
Who's a 1 seed? Oh, Batista's a 13 seed? Oh my goodness. Oh, Nico, Borg, okay. Yeah, that doesn't happen. That's for sure.
So that's the same day as UFC, correct?
Yeah, the finals are.
Okay.
But
when does it start?
Starts tomorrow. Tomorrow at 9,
I need to
boys.
film my March Madness bracket.
Yeah. I don't know. 97 is the biggest toss-up. Anyone from 1 through 19 could win an NCAA championship.
Yeah. It's a great weekend in sports. What's next for the Pnelly Podcast? What's next content we could expect?
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Next podcast, I'm not 100% sure. I'm trying to get my equipment so I can have something, but I want to probably have on my dad. Talk
Sweet.
about the sort of the radio industry and, you know, the TV industry and all that good stuff. I got some people from the Timberwolves that said they'd come on. Like I said, I said this earlier in the intro, I want to get some good equipment first before I, have, big guests on. But I'd say probably my dad would be coming up next. And then also Travis Singleton, he's a sneaker reporter. He takes pictures of the players' sneakers, NBA, and talks about them, asks them the backstory. Plus, he just reports on a lot of great NBA stuff. He's right up in there, and he's got a locker room pass, so he gets to go into that locker room, and he asks Anthony Edwards and all these players good questions. And so if you don't follow him, it's at Sneaker Reporter. But I want to have him on, ask him how he's gotten into this whole sort of business with, he said he covered OKC, Boston, tons of other teams. Now he's covering the Wolves. So
That's so cool.
Do you have one guest? You could have any guest on Basketball World. Who do you want on?
Obviously it would be like LeBron, but like a realistic guest, I really think it'd be cool to have Cat on. Because him and I have talked a little bit before. Just I've seen him in the tunnel a little bit. Yeah, Cat. Or it'd be cool to have Luka Garza on. He's a personal favorite of mine. So
yeah.
But
why is that?
I don't know. He's cool.
It's only a matter of time for
I talked to him a little bit too. Nothing crazy, but he's just a nice guy, and he was phenomenal in Iowa. And I'd love to ask him just about what it was like playing in Iowa and his story and stuff. But I think we're gonna wrap up because we've been going for about, let's see how long we've been going for, 54 minutes plus the intro, and so we gotta. Technology's never on our side when I'm trying to upload these things, and night class is at 6:15. So.
Oh, you gotta get prepared for that. So,
yeah. Gotta talk about our little bike simulators and stuff like that for our entrepreneur class. So it's gonna be pretty fun. I'm skipping the Boston Celtics and Timberwolves game for it. So.
Wow.
Yeah, so it better be.
It was an academic.
Better be an electric class. Yeah.
Student athlete, if you haven't noticed.
Student retired athlete in a way. So kind of.
I think MMA's the next path for you.
Oh
Boxing?
God, I don't think my knees could handle it. Boxing, I think I missed the boat a little bit on that, but I do a couple of those like greasy in-house fights, maybe like one or two, just give one a shot. But that's not on my list.
Go to Thailand.
Oh yeah,
They got like bars in Thailand, and you can just if you win, you get like free drinks. So
really,
yeah.
I don't know why don't we do that up here?
I wish
We should.
The bars would never.
throw it right in Sal's. Oh my
Yep.
gosh, me and you first round.
Car
Ooh.
jiu-jitsu on the link.
Oh,
Did we just
There you
invent something
go.
there?
yeah, set something up there.
Let's do it.
I'll email the people.
Yeah, you're big time. You're big time around here, so you can get your way, maneuver around.
The school would have me off this campus so fast if we did jiu-jitsu on the link.
But I mean, you'll still live here, so who's gonna stop you going back on the link again?
Who knows?
See, yeah.
They got their security on the links pretty tight.
What, the RAs?
Is that what they are now?
I think they're.
I don't really
RAs.
remember. I haven't taken the link.
I haven't taken the link in so long. I just get.
Hey, you know what? Everyone shits on the link, but it does provide a lot of rides to and from for students, especially on the weekends. We've all used it at one point.
We appreciate the
and
link.
we appreciate it.
Hey, the link, if you're watching, we appreciate you.
Yeah. But all right, boys. Appreciate you guys coming on. We'll do it again for the next UFC. This is 286, so the next one will be 287. We'll do it for that one, just because I like having you guys on and spitting knowledge, and you guys fill me in because I'm boneheaded when it comes to the UFC and pretty much everything. But sometimes I struggle. So, but Pnelly Podcast, episode 4. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, I knew I was gonna say that. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Ben.
Josh?
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
But for coming on, and everyone keep it up. Have a good weekend. Horses don't stop. They keep going.
See you at the top.